for coming to AnimalCon 2022. Both of you guys are individual creators, but also have a joined business. So would you mind introducing yourselves separately and then what you guys do together?
So I'm Maddie Smith. I have a YouTube channel called Maddie Smith. And we also have a business called Celestial Exotics, and we focus on various different types of reptiles.
My name is Tyler Rugge.
What got you guys started in Celestial Exotics?
I wanted to further our involvement with reptiles, and I wanted to really focus on a couple reptile species that I really loved and contribute to captive populations of a couple different things, and also just working with different morphs and everything and colors with crested geckos, which is the main thing that we breed.
So you said you focus on crested geckos. What other kinds of things do you guys work on?
So right now we're doing crested geckos, Stropherus species, Europlatus species, Abronia griminea right now, black eye and blue eye. Ackie monitors that we're doing in a couple of years.
Mexican black king snakes, pseudo gecko, Smaragdinus, morning geckos, pretty soon Phelsuma ornata, Cerlidactylus eloc. There's a lot.
I think that sums up pretty much everything that we have going right now.
How long have you been keeping those? How many do you get? Could you talk a little bit about their care?
So Stropherus is something I've wanted for a very, very long time. Male Tanicata was my very first one. And I just got him because he was like an extra male that someone had. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've wanted a Tanicata for so long. And then getting into them, I found out about the Stropherus spinageris, which is now my favorite reptile and species that I've ever worked with. I ended up picking up, I think, 4 or 5 pairs of them from Europe. And so now I have 4 or 5 pairs. I have a couple eggs going. Their care is fairly simple, but they are sort of finicky, I'd say. They're more of an arid species. I keep them in vertical enclosures. I actually use the Zoo Med 12x12x18s for a trio. And I do lots of little sticks, and some air plants is what I use for like the grassy things. I just let the air plants die, and it just makes like a nice little like grassy brush. The weird thing has been incubation with the eggs. I feel like their eggs kind of are finicky to incubate. But other than that, I feel like they've just been like really solid animals to work with.
How do you guys share your animals with people? Is it online or do you go to reptile shows?
We do both have YouTube channels and like Instagram, and I have a TikTok, and we share most of our animals on all of those pages. Like I share a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel and stuff, and then we have Instagram page, which is Celestial Exotics, and that's where we share most of our crested geckos, because that's probably like our main focus is breeding the crested geckos. That's what we have the most of right now. So that's where we mostly post those.
Maddie, what got you started in pets originally? Were you passionate from a young age?
From the very get-go, I loved all animals. I was a big horse girl when I was younger. Fire-bellied toads and gerbils. So that was like the first pets I really ever had. So that really got me started. And then into the more reptile side of things, actually, my relationship with my dad was a little rocky when I was younger, and he hated snakes. And so by default, I actually also hated snakes. And then my friend taught me to love snakes, and I thought, what better way to keep my dad out of my room and leave me alone than to sneak in a snake and keep it in a tank so then he'd never come in my room. And it worked, and he never came in my room because I had that snake.
In closing, what advice would you have for people looking to get geckos from you guys or looking to get into pet keeping?
We have our Instagram. You can always ask me questions. We also have like a help section on our website for troubleshooting if you have problems with animals that, is pretty generic, like why is my crested gecko not eating, or things like that. Shedding issues, all that kind of stuff. So you can always check our website, or you can message me at Celestial Exotics, or we both have our Instagram pages. And then just in general, before you get an animal, just do a lot of research on proper quarantine and what to expect, like ailments that can come with the species that you're getting. And also do a lot of research on the breeder that you're selecting, because that makes a big difference on whether or not you're getting a healthy animal or potentially one that was sourced in an unethical way.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.